morning, everybody. My name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the last installment video, I guess number 5, in my Cultivate What Matters prep work for 2023. And we're just going to get straight into it. So the last time I had gone up to goal number 4. So we had finished the goal action plan for 1, 2, 3, 4. And just wrote down some ideas. So I've got kind of like my quarterly seasonal ideas written there. I had improving credit scores, focusing on my business without overdoing it, family focus and balance, home and hearth projects, and then we were going to get into the last 4. And then after that, I just had this picture, which is like, this is like a visual, so you can put like pictures here and stuff. This part here is your word of the year, which I already kind of figured out, so I already kind of have my word. That's not just from Powersheets. It's actually, I was doing some tarot and some oracle readings for myself throughout the past. Every Monday I do that, and the same couple words have kept coming up, so I already have an idea of what I want, and every time I journal, kind of the same thing comes up, so I already have an idea of what I want for my word. And then I'm going to write my yearly goals here. So just a reminder to kind of come back and check to see what I've got going on. But my big reference will always be the goal action plan pages, because that's where I write all my ideas. And then that will change seasonally and every month. Okay, and then you've got space for wild cards at the end. I do have my wild cards and my stickers beside me, so I'll kind of go through these to see if there's anything I want to add, but I might leave that for later. Maybe January, we'll see what I have going on, because I also have those wild card pages I can like insert whenever I want to as well. So I'm going to finish writing these out, and then we'll quickly chat about them.
Time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more, no. I really thought we had it covered. Was gonna patch up all the scars, but we smashed up all the parts. Oh na na na. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more, no, no. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more. We're done now, no words no more, no, no. Yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This
All right, you guys. So that is it for this session. So I'm not going to use any wild cards today. But what I'm going to do is go through. I think we talked about this one last. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to start with health and wellness. So I'm not going to do anything strenuous here. It's not like I'm going to, my goal is to run like a marathon or anything. But the goal is so I can stay healthy to keep up with my kids. So like, for instance, I do have water on here. I have water this year as well. So it's not like this like game changing goal, but really the two main things I really want to focus on that I have been trying to track and focus on now, but it's just not working. I just need to find a better balance is water and sleeping. So sleeping, I don't know if it's possible with a newborn, but I want to see if I can get up at the same time every single day. Doesn't matter if it's a weekend or a holiday or whatever. Wake up at 6. I mean, usually my wake up time during the week is 5, and then I sleep in on the weekend till like 7 or 8. But if I could do 6, I feel like that's like a good balance between the two. So I don't know. I don't know if that's possible with a newborn. And like unless I get him on a schedule soon enough, I don't know. I just don't know what that will look like. I get up at 5 because that's usually my early morning work time that I have focus time. So, but again, a newborn, I don't know what's going to happen. So same thing with going to bed every night. If I could go to bed by 9:30, that would be great. But usually that's my quiet time in the evening to do work. So it's not like I don't really want to put my kids in daycare, so I can stay home and do work. I would just feel too guilty. I tried that with my first and it was a major disaster and I got so depressed and I don't want to do that again. I was thinking of having a vegetarian diet. I don't know if that's something for me because there's an occasional time like I'll want a hamburger from like, I don't know, Five Guys or something. But I'm not a huge meat eater. Like the texture and taste of meat grosses me out. So like it's something that I've been kind of playing with. I want my kids to have a full range of nutrients. So I want them to eat meat. Like if they like chicken, they need to eat chicken, So again, it would be me making different meals for every single member of my family. And I don't want to do that. And I still like stuff like spaghetti sauce. Like I wouldn't be able to be a vegetarian because I like spaghetti sauce with beef. I don't like turkey. Turkey grosses me out. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see with that one. So meds tracking, so water and medication. Like I'm on different medication that I have to take every day. So I want to track that, just make sure I'm consistent with taking it. And doctor visits. So I'm talking like optometrist. After I give birth, I have to wait. I talked to the optometrist when my kids were there. And he said, about 3 to 4 months after you've given birth, you can come in, we can check your eyes and see how you're doing. So I need to schedule an optometrist appointment. I need to get my teeth looked at again after I give birth. Like, because when you're pregnant, you're not allowed to have fluoride. You're not allowed to have any x-rays done. So I'm going to go in for my annual exam and stuff like that. So just like keeping up with my health, making sure that I'm always seeing the doctor because once you pass 40, it's extra important. But, it's something that I've always done, except when I was in my 20s, when I couldn't afford prescriptions. I didn't have like a healthcare plan. So I just never went. I couldn't afford going to the dentist or the optometrist because I never had the money. Meal planning, again, I tried. And it would work if my husband worked at home. Like if my husband came home every night for dinner, I would totally meal plan, and then his lunch the next day would be leftovers. But he works out of town, and my kids are very picky. So I think it would be different if he was home. I made consistent suppers, and then they were to eat supper every night. But it's different because I don't make a full meal if it's just me by myself. I just eat what I want, and then the kids kind of like they'll eat kid food, like, chicken fingers and french fries or mac and cheese or just, kid stuff. It just depends. Like, depends if my husband finds a new job. And then with HelloFresh is super expensive. When you first order it, you get really good deals, or if you use coupon codes. But after those coupon codes run out, it's super, super expensive. And I think I was paying almost $300 for a 4-person meal for like 5 meals. And it wasn't a waste of money because the food was amazing. It just was way too expensive to do that. Plus also buy like all the stuff that we needed from like the regular store for the week. So like juice boxes, stuff that you wouldn't get in a HelloFresh meal. And because my son wouldn't eat leftovers from supper the night before for lunch the next day. He wants like a sandwich and lunch meat and like strawberries or apples or something like that. So yeah, it was way too expensive. I put it on here just in case, because if my husband was to work at home, we would have to see, but he would also make less money. If he worked in the city, that's something that might not be feasible. Okay, so on this side, I just said it takes time and emotional capacity for health and wellness, crossed off habits and finish lines. Success, just feel good. And if I don't, I just become I'm remain the same. So I just put stagnant. And fun with the goal along the way is just tracking in my bullet journal or my planner. The next goal is fun and recreation. So this one, I'm motivated because I want to have fun, relax, chill, and make memories with my family. Okay, so what does success look like? To have all the things done, to check it off at the end of the year. And if we don't make progress, it just means we won't have the money to go. So I put some ideas on this page. We've got our Banff trip, a whole bunch of things we would have to do for it. So I would obviously have to have the money first before I could do these, because you have to book a hotel in advance. So we'll have to see with that, because right now I only have like $200 or $300 saved up for a vacation. So K days. So that is only between, pretty sure it's like July 21st to like the 30th or something, or the 31st. So you've only got like 10, 11 days there. And then, so date night, swimming, movie dates, movie at home, board game nights, playing the not the PS4 so much, but the Wii. My husband has Monopoly for the Wii, and like me and my son and my husband like to play together. And my daughter, maybe she'll want to play too now. And then art projects. So I want to start on my art projects. I had this as a goal last year and I just never followed through. Again, the time constraint. But if I think last year I had focused on playing my Neverwinter Nights game, and I did that and it was fun, but then I kind of fell off the wagon because I guess I got bored with it after a while. So I want to start doing something like this now. Okay, next goal is personal growth and learning. So you can see that I switched it down here in the areas. You either have personal growth or you have work and learning. So what I did here, I still learn when I work. I still learn when I do things for my business, right? But because I feel like this is a better topic, like personal growth and learning, because as you're growing yourself, you are learning. So I wanted to switch it up a little bit. So I said, why am I motivated? It's to give myself inspiration and motivation, continual growth and learning, so I don't become bored, because I get bored really quickly and I always need extra lift. I like learning new things. So I've been watching lots of YouTube videos. Just kind of depends on like where I am in my life. So like right now, for instance, I'm obsessed with watching what to pack in your hospital bag videos or birth vlogs. And it's not so much learning, it's just kind of watching other people's experiences. So even though I'm not writing anything down in my commonplace book about those types of things, it's still a type of learning because you can see what everybody goes through. So I just like to do that occasionally. I'm not really one for scrolling aimlessly on social media. So I don't get hooked on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. I'd rather watch like a quality video and then, watch somebody's ads to help them out, but also just for my own enjoyment, So resources, just time and emotional capacity, and just basically learning as I go. That's a success. So constantly learning, constantly growing. And if I don't learn, I'll just become disappointed in myself. I'll become bored with my life. And I'm just going to, I say track it, but it's hard to track stuff like that, but some of the ideas on this page are trackable. So journaling, for instance, I journal every day. So one of the things, my goals is to start journaling at nighttime as well. And that's something I can track. I also journal in my kids' journals, and that's something I track as well. Meditation, I just need to make time for it. Tarot and Oracle, I do that already every week. Reading goals, you guys have seen that I try to read 3 to 4 books every month. I also am going to be using my cloth and paper inserts this year. So when I do my final Franklin Covey, kind of showcasing like what I've got in there in my new binder for January, you guys will see that New Year setup soon after I do all of my Franklin goals. I'll show you how I use that. I'll probably update that like every month or something. Also, I've got my Franklin Covey and cloth and paper rules and values. So that's a video all by itself that I'll be doing shortly. And I also feel like that's learning and growing and personal growth, because it might change from the year before when I did it. And as you work through your life, you gain more insights and values as to what you want out of life. Okay. Also writing in my commonplace book, that's something I can track. And that's just basically any inspiration or valuable stuff I pick up along the way, I write in there. Anything I want to bring with me. Okay, watching informative YouTube videos, reading nonfiction books, and finding inspirational quotes. Maybe I'll do weekly inspirational quotes on a little sticky note and pop that in my planner. Okay, the last goal I have on here is improve my friendships and grow. So I want to have fun, stay in touch, and have some grown-up time, because I'm going to have a newborn. I don't know what that's going to look like. A lot of my friends are past that stage. They had kids in their 20s. I'm in my 40s having kids, and so it's a bit different for me, and it's harder for me to have friendships where all of my other friends all have their kids. Like all the moms at my son's school, they don't have little kids. They only have 1 or 2 children, usually 1 child, the women I talk to anyway, and their children are as old as my son. So like I've got my daughter who's 2, and then I'll also have my baby. So it's harder for me to maintain those friendships, because if I go to their house, I have to pack up the baby, I have to pack up my daughter and always consistently watch them, and then I can't concentrate on like having grown-up talk. So that might involve having my mom come over to watch the kids if I have like a girls' night out, which wouldn't be that often, because my mom can only do that for so long, and it would just be something I'd have to see, or maybe do that when my husband's home. So it would take time, money, physical space, emotional capacity, and help from others, of course. So I put it under community, which is friendships, but it's also going to be fun and recreation for me, as well as personal growth. Okay, so success is just keeping in touch with my friends and improving my relationships with my friends. And obviously, if I don't, I will remain lonely. Obviously, it says, how can you have fun with a goal along the way? Well, doing those things is fun, right? That's for my entertainment and getting together with my friends. Ideas I have, so weekly chats with my best friend, getting together with her. Maybe we could schedule like a monthly basis type thing. It's hard because she's got her busy life, I've got my busy life. So we'd have to figure that out and see if I could get a babysitter for my kids. Also, I'm going to talk to her about seeing if she can help me with all of my Facebook buy and sell stuff I want to get rid of, and also going through my Rubbermaid containers, because like I've been talking about before, I think I talked about it in the first or second video of this installment series, I need to get rid of a whole bunch of my stuff, and she might be the person. She's been with me since grade 4, so she knows, she knows who I am, and she knows what I can handle and what I can't handle, and what I would like to keep and what I don't want to keep. She might be that perfect person to help me go through my stuff. Okay, and then also talk with the moms at school, kind of developing relationships, maybe get together. We've always talked about it in the last 4 years since our kids have gone to school together, but we haven't actually done it. And now again, it'll be harder because of the new baby. But again, if I can get my mom to help me out, maybe I can do things like that. Word of the year is balance, but I felt like it wasn't a good enough word. I have had this word before for a previous Cultivate What Matters Powersheets, and while it is a very good word and it's something that I really do need to cultivate in my life, I didn't love it. I didn't love just balance by itself. So I called it synergistic balance, because synergy is when 2 things come together, or well, maybe more than 2 things. It doesn't really matter. But when they come together and they work in harmony together. And that's kind of like the epitome of balance, right? Is when you can find equalness, I guess, between different areas of your life. So how do you balance being a mother, being a full-time business owner, all of the things that you've got going on in your life? How do you work it together so that you're not overdoing it in one area? And harmony and balance, it all kind of blends together. So really, it might be an oxymoron, it might be overkill, but it just sounds better together for me. So I'm going to leave it as synergistic balance. Okay, and then I decided not to touch wildcards today, so I'll do that maybe when I set up my January goals, which is the next thing for me to set up for January for you guys, but I did just kind of write down the reference goals. So these are like the big picture overarching goals that I took from here. And then when I want to work on something, so I'll go back to my quarterly kind of layout. When I want to work on something, this is the color it will be. So for instance, if I am doing a project, so say I'm going to plant the garden or something, that's going to be a yellow sticker because that falls within home and hearth. If I want to track my water on my daily trackers on the monthly pages, that will fall under the light green color because it's under health and wellness. So it all kind of flows together. And then what you can do when you get to those pages, let's go to here, for instance, you've got these little heart stickers or the little dot stickers. So you can put them beside your action items. And then you can kind of see whether you have a good balance that month, right? So if you have like a few dots from every single color category, you can see that you've got a balance of every single item in that group. But if you only want to focus on like a couple, that's okay too, because you don't want to overdo it and push yourself too much. So anyway, that is it for this video. So I think this is probably the shortest video out of all of them, but I am glad I split this series up into 5 because otherwise it would have been way too long. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the prep work, and I hope that it helped you in some capacity because I know when I first started, I felt very overwhelmed. That was 3 or 4 years ago now, and I told myself I didn't know where to start. And the place where you start is the first page. You just start, you read it, you fill it out as the prompts indicate, and you just go from there. But it doesn't hurt to get help along the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed these prep work videos. Please let me know down in the comments if anything has helped you, and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. If you're new here, please subscribe, click on that bell button, and I will see you guys with my new January goals for 2023. Bye now.